Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today's video is another incredible list of fall perfume recommendations. If you haven't seen last week's video, make sure to watch that. The saga continues. So today I'm going to be talking about designer fall fragrances as well as more affordable niche fall picks. I've got a blend of some fragrances you've definitely seen me hype up a lot, as well as some new ones I'm very excited to chat about with you. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Chloe Nomade Absolu. So keyword, the Absolu version. The classic OG is lovely as well. I'd probably place that one in the spring category, but the Absolu version is a more woody take on the original, which is my personal favorite. This is an amazing option for those of you who like a perfume that's going to fall into that classic perfume category. We're talking, Chloe, Chanel, that kind of realm. But I really enjoy the Nomade range with this predominant oak moss note. It's very unique and it's classic, and yet has this earthy edginess to it. So it's like a cooler spin on your typical perfume. We have a nice heavy dose of sandalwood in here, and also Mirabelle Plum is a main player in here. It's a citrusy fruit note. It's clean musky. It's very fresh, but it also has this woody earthiness that makes it really appropriate in the fall. You could wear this year round, but I'm sticking it in the fall category for what it best suits, in my opinion. I actually brought this perfume with me on a camping trip with my boyfriend and his family. We went to Sequoia and it was perfect. It suited the vibe so well because I felt pretty and like clean and fresh, but then like one with the trees. It's a fragrance that kind of combines the aesthetic of a classic woman with like a free-spirited bohemian, one with nature. It's beautiful. Definitely my favorite perfume from Chloe. Every time a new woody fragrance love enters my life, I get very excited. And the perfume I'm talking about is Ellis Brooklyn Apres. This is an absolutely beautiful, understated, natural, woody scent that has this slight, unique touch. I firstly get predominantly cedar and then secondary sandalwood. The juniper berries and cardamom give this a very nice, subtle, fresh spiciness and aromatic touch. The bourbon whiskey gives it a little bit of depth, but it's nothing too heavy or deep. And I truly think that this would work in like all seasons pretty much because of how natural smelling it is. I'm getting the suede, a fresh, clean musk, and I love the touch of saffron and vanilla that are in here to just lightly sweeten it up. It's very subtle, but those notes just make it very addicting and very pretty. Straight down the middle unisex, and this is definitely giving me that fresh woods experience. Like I am out there in a log cabin surrounded by snow, obviously lots of trees and wildlife, and then there's this very subtle, beautiful sweetness that's in the cabin. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and by far the best fragrance from Ellis Brooklyn in my opinion. I also just adore their packaging, this emerald green. It even has like a magnetic cap and their leopard mascot at the top. It's a very transportive scent, so if you like your natural smelling fragrances, try this. Next up, we have Jessica Simpson's Fancy, and I am so impressed with this perfume. Definitely one of the best celebrity perfumes in my opinion. Although this is a very sweet fragrance, this does not smell like your typical generic celebrity perfume whatsoever. I would pay so much more for this. This is a delicious, delightful, addicting, caramel vanilla fruity perfume that suits like honestly any age. It has a youthful quality, but it's not childish at all. The amber and sandalwood ground it and make it very versatile. There's also like a little bit of a slight boozy feel to it. And the caramel that's in here comes off a little bit more like a dark caramel. in my opinion. The fruits that are in here make this so addicting and fun. It like livens up the fragrance. We have apricot, pear, tart red berries, a little bit of almond, and a syrupy vanilla. This is a very crowd-pleasing, likable scent, and a fantastic option if Michelès Note Vanille is out of your price range. They're not dupes, but there is a vibe for sure. I find it incredibly addicting. I think it actually has a lot of character for a sweet, girly perfume. So I absolutely love this on its own, but I also think it makes a good layering perfume if you want to add some sugary yumminess to any scent of the day. Next up, we have Imaginary Author's A Whiff of a Wafflecone. And this smells like a decadent, specialized ice cream. You know, this is not the ice cream shop where we just have our basic flavors. This is gourmet. This is gourmet ice cream. Vanilla bean ice cream with stroopwafels mixed inside, which are Dutch cookies. It's like a very thin, chewy waffle cone sandwich cookie thing, and then on the inside, a very thin layer of caramel. And it also has some cinnamon sprinkled in and a bit of like a citrus drizzle. It's very specific, I know. So don't expect this to smell like straight up waffle cone and vanilla ice cream, because it is more complex than that. And this ice cream shop is in a rustic wood building that has a little bit of like a burning smell to it. Like they toasted the waffle cones a bit too much, and that part of the fragrance definitely becomes louder the longer you wear it. So in that initial first blast, that's when I'm getting the ice cream part the most, and then those more deeper woody and amorous notes come out more in the dry down. But yeah, it's very creamy, very good. If you wanted to amp up the woody factor, layer it with a woody fragrance. If you want to make it even more sugary and vanilla, we could layer it with Kayali's Vanilla 28. But yeah, I think this was a great collaboration with the ice cream shop, Salt and Straw. So since we were just talking about it, I'll move on to Kayali's Vanilla 28. This is like the vanilla staple in anyone's freaking perfume collection, okay? This is so dang popular for good reason. This is one of my most complimented perfumes ever. People cannot get enough of this. Like, vanilla is just one of those universally flattering, likable notes. I wear this on its own all the time, and it's also one of my most reached for layering perfumes. Makes everything better, I swear. It's, oh. Also, the deeper this gets, like as the vanilla ages, it gets richer and like more boozy. It's so good. This like brown sugar, like caramelized toasted vibe with tonka bean vanilla orchid, which is a fantasy note, but that is like one of my favorite vanilla notes. It's like more, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's a very unique, ultra addictive version of vanilla. A little bit of patchouli in the base, but you don't need to be afraid of the patchouli in here at all. It's very likable. And then an amber wood note in the base that gives it this super warm, woody, resinous quality. They just knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. This is one of my favorite vanillas ever because it's a straight up vanilla that isn't boring. It's not literal just vanilla like Tehota, for example. I just got bored of that. So I like the other notes that are paired with this that give it this added character. So it's something that, in my opinion, caters towards perfume beginners as well as people who are really into perfume. And the amount of people that I recommend this to in like my everyday life, it's crazy because I swear, like, everyone loves it. Whenever anyone is like, Anna, I want a predominant vanilla fragrance, what do I get? And I'm like, honey, Kayali Vanilla 28. Next up, I am beyond excited to talk about this house because I have been lusting over these bottles for so long. It's easily some of my favorite fragrance packaging ever. The aesthetic is on point. Maison Margiela's Replica. And the one I hold in my hand in this moment is Coffee Break. Now, I hauled a travel spray of Coffee Break a while back, and I loved the fragrance, but I really went after the performance. And I understand that they're eau de toilette concentrations. Okay, I get it, I can read. But I have eau de toilette fragrances that last very well. And I think, you know, the whole point and purpose of perfume is, I don't know, to smell it. Anyway, so yeah, I would appreciate it, Martin Margiela, if you could just do a little bit better on the performance as a whole. But alas, I could not get this freaking perfume out of my head. I find this scent so addicting and so cozy and gorgeous that I got it. I also hear mixed reviews on Coffee Break. Some people say that this lasts on them all day. Other people, not so much. So there's like a variance in experience. But, you know, I find that fragrance performance definitely improves the longer that it sits. So I got some time before the weather really cools down here in California. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Moisturize, of course, always. Spray the clothes when you need to. And I'm gonna enjoy this because I'm sorry, but I absolutely love this scent. I'm in a love affair with the lavender vanillas. I think they are so dang pretty, inviting, and just serving all the fall vibes. And what I adore about this is that this is not actually a coffee predominant fragrance. I don't like a blast of coffee in my fragrances. A supporting note, I'm all about it. But yeah, if that's what you're expecting with this, it's not. To me, this smells like a very cool, hipster, aesthetically pleasing coffee shop. Like a really freaking darling cute coffee shop. And they're serving what is in right now, you know, those lavender lattes. So the main notes that jump out at me are lavender, vanilla, milk, and coffee. But again, milk, I don't like something that's too lactonic on me, and this is the perfect amount. It offers this beautiful amount of creaminess, but it's not like bam, lactose. Oh my gosh, it is so dang cozy. So dang cozy, it is such a vibe. And like all of the aesthetically pleasing like Instagram pictures of this, it's so good. It's like the perfect amount of all these ingredients. Not too much coffee, but enough where you get the vibe. Not too much milk, but it's creamy. A lavender that's not like bam, harsh, dry, masculine. It's unisex, but adds this calming aromatic quality, and then this silky vanilla. It's gorgeous. Some woodiness and cypriol to ground it. I absolutely love it. It's very chic, comforting, and if Carolina Herrera's Amethyst Haze, which I recommended in my last video, is out of your price range, I think this is a great alternative. Do I have a favorite? Yes, it's Amethyst Haze. It has impeccable performance and has a bit more of like this creative feel. But nonetheless, I absolutely love them both, which is why I have both in my collection. What can I say? I can't get enough of the scent profile. Also, they're not dupes, but quite comparable. And I am extremely happy to report that I now have Jazz Club in my collection as well. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. This is one of those fragrances that I included in the perfumes that smell like me. Like, this could be a signature scent. I feel like my soul is at home when I smell Jazz Club. Oh my gosh, does this ever set the scene? Brooklyn 2013 heady cocktails and cigars in a Jazz Club. Also, this could give me like 1920s vibes. The way this transports me is just unmatched. Brooklyn, New York, in a very cool, rustic, wooden bar, jazz club. Obviously, the music is smooth. It is sultry. Dim lighting, men smoking their cigars, women too, why not? I love me a cigar. Drinking out of fancy glasses with rum. It has this fresh spiciness, and it also has a very predominant waxy, balmy feel to the fragrance coming from Styrax, and then it does have a little bit of vanilla, not too much at all. This is not a vanilla forward fragrance, but it's there to give it the feeling of a fragrance. So it's not literally, you know, rum, tobacco, wood. It ties it all in and gives it a very understated sweetness. I am so obsessed with this. I have gone through so many decants and travel sprays of Jazz Club, and I finally have it. I'm very excited because every time I would go in Sephora, I would just lust over these bottles. It makes me so happy to see them on display in my fragrance room. That's right, I have a fragrance room. It is my happy place. Then I have Guerlain Intense, and I adore this designer fragrance. I get very excited recommending designer fragrances to you guys because you know I'm quite the niche head, not intentionally, not on purpose. Like, I am overjoyed when I find amazing affordable perfumes, but it just so happens that my taste, like what I genuinely love, happens to a lot of the time lean niche just because I really appreciate a unique fragrance. But anywho, I love Guerlain so much that I had to get the intense version as well, and I don't do that often with perfumes. I don't like to, you know, usually get the other version because I don't like to be too redundant, but I have a couple. I have a couple fragrances in my collection. I have the Guerlains, the Delina Exclusive, and Gris Charnel Extrait. Those are the only ones that I have the duos of. So when I really, really love a scent profile, I will then justify and accept the 2.0. This baby will get a lot of use in the fall. I'm like halfway done with the original, so now it's her time to shine now that the season is coming up. Yet again, another lavender vanilla. And this is going to be more of that vanilla than in the original. I find it even more sweet, creamy, and flirty. So where the original is extremely versatile and I think can just be worn for any occasion, this is for being cozy or date night or when you're feeling your most girly self. It's very pretty. I adore the iris that's in here, giving it that feminine powderiness. I find iris vanillas to be such a beautiful classic combination in perfumery, both for men and women. This is also additionally sweetened with tonka bean, and it definitely has like this creamy white chocolate undertone vibe to it. I do pick up on the touch of patchouli, benzoin, and sandalwood in the base to ground it. It has impeccable lasting power. Both this and the original will last me all freaking day. Like, I could choke people out if I overdo it. And I also really like the touch of licorice that's in here to give it a little bit of that unique edge. I don't want anything too loud ever of a licorice, but a little bit I think is cool. Then we have Commodity Book, the Expressive version. All of my favorite commodity fragrances, Milk, Gold, and Book, are in the Expressive version. It's my favorite version because the personal, expressive, and bold does not pertain to just their concentration and performance, because they do smell different, they do have different notes while being in the same family. Okay, Commodity Book is so fresh, like gorgeously aromatic with this natural, subtle sweetness. It has to be from the amyris or the amber, like this very subtle resinous sweetness. Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. It literally smells like you are reading an old hardcover book on the top of a mountainside. It's secluded, it's peaceful. Maybe there's a little bit of snow on the ground. You hear the birds chirping. The trees are very green, and it's a very zen, peaceful, calming experience. We have eucalyptus in here, giving it definitely this cooling feeling. It's fresh, woody. Oh my gosh, it is so stunning. Also, my boyfriend is obsessed with this. He's been reaching for this nonstop, actually, when he goes to the gym. He really, really enjoys it. And this is one you are going to need to overspray with, but when you go to town, moisturize, overspray. This will last me about 5 hours, I would say. So yeah, it's all right. It does the job. It's very pleasant, And this is a very versatile woody scent. I wouldn't recommend this for winter because I think it would struggle in its performance, but it's a great overall year-round woody, very natural, fresh scent. It's not overwhelming whatsoever. I also have to recommend to you for fall Gold. And Milk would be excellent for fall, but I'm going to be putting it in my winter video because it is so sweet and marshmallowy, but it's also a fantastic fall perfume. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know in case you were like, well, where's Milk? Commodities Gold is a gorgeous vanilla perfume option for those of you who aren't big into vanillas. You want to get into vanillas, or you like the idea of vanilla, but you don't want something so gourmand or so sweet, so warm. This is a very likable, safe option. It's dainty, powdery, clean girl aesthetic up and down. And in my opinion, just a beautiful blend of all the notes. They're all very soft. They're not competing at all, except for the vanilla is the main player. But honestly, all the other notes are very equally balanced to give you a very smooth, likable experience. So we have a juniper note. That's not too much. So if you're not into green fragrances, it's not something you need to be afraid of in here. It's giving you this fresh air vibe. It's a very clean, pretty agreeable musk. A translucent light amber. This is not something super heavy and spicy and intense. So if you're not into amber, again, not something you need to be worried about in here. More of that resin and powdery feel from the benzoin, and then a very pretty, kind of like sawdust-like sandalwood. And then actually I take back what I said before about vanilla being the #1 key player. I'd say the sandalwood and vanilla are pretty much on par. And I would describe this to be unisex but leaning feminine. I'm very excited to let you know that I will be hosting a giveaway of Commodities Gold. So if you want to win a 100 milliliter bottle of gold, be subscribed to my channel, okay? It's a prerequisite. It's the baseline for entry. Like the video, follow me on Instagram, annelaurenfragrance, annelauren.fragrance to be exact. Comment down below that you'd like to enter so I know. This will run for a week. I will then pick a winner. I will pin the winner's comment, so please nobody message me asking if I've chosen a winner, because you can just see under this video. If I've pinned someone's comment, you know they've won. And then I will, of course, comment under that comment letting them know that they won, and we'll go from there. But yes, I'm very excited to share this with one of you because I absolutely love this perfume. And if you're too impatient and you want to get something at Commodity, I do have a discount code on a 10 for 10% off your order. You know, whether you're looking for a full-size fragrance or you just want to explore the brand, they do have discovery sets, and I always appreciate your guys' support. May the odds be ever in your favor. Be ever in your favor. All right, enough of that cringe. And the last perfume I'm going to talk about today is none other than Diptyque's Eau Duelle. Oh my gosh, the obsession is real. This is an absolute lifer for me. I need to have this in my collection at all times. I feel so freaking put together and cool and just like my best self when I wear Eau Duelle. I feel so pretty. I feel chic, I feel cool. I feel a little bit edgy, you know, because of the very aromatic presence that this fragrance has. So this isn't going to be for everyone because it definitely is a green vanilla. And the first time I smelled it, I didn't appreciate it. Many a year ago. It was too green for me initially. Not no more. It is perfect. And I have a massive appreciation for juniper vanillas. Oh my gosh. I want them all. I want to collect them all like Pokemon. So yes, this has a very real presence of juniper. You are very much so in a juniper forest when you are smelling this. It has an addicting, fresh spiciness to the fragrance. It's aromatic. We have cardamom. We have black tea. It's resinous. So literally the best way I can describe this is as if, oh my gosh, I have been talking for hours today. Give me a break. So literally the best way I can describe this is as if you are in a very clean juniper forest. Okay, you're not getting dirt or anything like that, but yes, it's very aromatic. And the trees are secreting this vanillic sap, and you're just getting the whole experience. You're getting the leaves, you're getting the wood, you're getting the vanilla, the resin. It is so pretty. The pink pepper adds the fresh spiciness, more of it, of course. A clean musk, a little bit of citrus from the bergamot. Oh my gosh, like the aesthetic of this bottle, the brand, everything, it fits so well with the perfume. It's definitely giving Instagram influencer vibes. One of my favorite perfumes ever. I will always have this, except I think after I run out of this, I'm gonna go for the EDP, get a bottle of that, and then see what my preference is. I love them both though. Obviously I've tried this, and then I have used a sample of the EDP. I just love this DNA. So that finally wraps up my mega list of fall perfume recommendations. Like I said, be sure to watch last week's video if you missed it for more recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!